I wrote a book because I've always been a writer. I've just always been too embarrassed to call myself a writer. I wrote poetry when I was 5 or 6. I still have it. I wrote short stories. I won a competition, a few competitions actually for my short stories, but I never had the nerve to call myself a writer. I wrote a couple of plays, I've written a couple of musicals, but I never defined myself as a writer because I didn't do it for a living. And as I've grown older, I've thought, well, I may not be able to do it for a living, but I could still write a book. And I haven't written the book because I think it's going to make me a lot of money. I've written the book because it's something I've always wanted to do. So my late partner, John, said to me, you know, Suzi, you make excuses about not sitting down and writing. You need to write the book you've said you were always going to write. And he, I would say, nagged me a bit, encouraged me a bit. And so I sat down to write the book in May, 25th of May, and I finished it on the 20th of July this year. I learn better when I'm laughing at something. If somebody lectures me, I don't like it. I dig my heels in and I have cloth ears. But if I'm entertained by something or if I'm intrigued by something, then I'm more likely to engage with it and then perhaps learn without actually knowing I'm learning. Because there were things I wanted to share with people through my story, but also I wanted to delight them. And I loved that quote from Robert Frost, one of my favourite poets, who says he begins a poem in delight, but he ends it in wisdom. So I just wanted to delight people, and then hopefully they would keep reading the book. That was the cunning plan anyway. The hardest bit was stopping, because once I started to write, it just came out of me, and I knew that it felt right, what I was writing. I didn't have a master plan when I sat down, but perhaps the thing that made me do it the most was the fact that my then partner was dying of cancer. And he said to me, we all think we have all the time in the world to do all the things on our bucket list, and that doesn't always work out that way. So Suzi, I know you're a great writer. He said, write a book. So I did.